In this video, I will be discussing the informal assessment strategy of double entry journals, taken from the book Classroom Assessment Techniques, written by Thomas A. Angelo and K. Patricia Cross. For the first journal entry, the students are assigned course readings and are asked to record their ideas, assertions, and arguments about ideas that they find most controversial or meaningful. Then the second journal entry explains the student's personal significance to them and responds, allowing the student to engage in a dialogue with the textbook. This allows the student to explore their initial response and reaction to certain reading material. I think this strategy would be tremendously helpful in retaining information read. If you write about something, it will be better learned, almost like a form of memorization. It makes the reading more interesting. The learner must think about what they read and interpret it. This allows faculty to be insightful to the students' values, interests, concerns. The teacher can see the connection to their students' lives. When considering the advantages of this strategy, you can see the students' reaction to the text that they read. The teacher can see what the students focus on and why. The students will be able to give their own personal meaning to what they read. This promotes self-reflective reading. The disadvantages to consider would be the students have to think too much about what the teacher wants to hear and not be candid or honest about their opinions. The students could also find this assignment difficult, causing them to be disinterested and then discouraged to continue. The first efforts could be poor. Those are some things to consider. When considering a recent course I created, I would use this double entry journey to assess learning. My course is called Patient Care Management Strategies. The student would be given a few real situations to read about. The situations will have biases built in, and they can have poor or positive outcomes. These real situations will elicit some feelings from the learner and hopefully catch their attention quickly. The feedback given will be written in terms of giving the student positive reinforcement for recognizing the biases towards different people and follow-up questions to consider when possibly living a similar scenario after graduation. When considering on how I would use this information going forward in my class, I would consider using these in group discussions. I would give the learners many different situations to read from. I would allow the learner to pick one topic themselves, and I would have each learner address and do double entry journals on the same situation. In this way, I can see how each student will reflect on the same situation and consider how differently that they respond. I can reflect with them on this in class and then have something that they can all have some personal thought or comment to share with the class. The most interesting part about using this strategy will be for the faculty. It will show you who is confident in class and who may have a more difficult time speaking up for themselves. It would be a very good opportunity for the instructor to teach transformative learning, because without reflection, experience alone may cause us to reinforce stereotypes. The second journal entry is key to allow students to connect the dots. Thanks for listening. This has been Teresa, your fellow lifelong learner.